Hi everyone, welcome to Kpop Chronicles. I am your host, FJP, and with me as always are the lovely Sulipop.
Yo.
And the adorable Mochidori.
Hello.
And we just got back from an amazing mini vacation that was super awesome because we got to see NCT. No, I'm sorry.
What?
I have NCT on my brain.
Did you see a different group that we didn't see?
No, we got to see 17. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I know 17 has a lot of members, but like, wow.
I'm so sorry. I just like binged 30 minutes of NCT, so I have them fresh on my brain. I'm still thinking about Win Win. But anyway.
I can't.
No, we got to see 17.
Yay!
Say the name. 17. All right, so we got to, no disrespect to Carrots, but we got to see 17. We went to San Jose, and we were able to see 17. It was awesome, and we were just so lucky for this trip.
We were
like super duper lucky. So we flew into LA first because we wanted to spend the day in LA. Sulipop had never been to certain parts of LA, so we wanted to make sure that she got to see some of the sights.
I got to see the line store. It was so nice.
We had very specific things that we wanted to do in LA. I'm sorry, in California, period. And the line store was top on Suli's list.
Yep.
So we flew into LA. Serendipitously, while we were waiting for our luggage.
Kenyan.
What happened when we were waiting for our luggage, Mochidori?
So we kind of noticed that, K-pop fans have a certain aesthetic.
They do.
You can kind of notice them in a crowd. So we just saw a lot of girls sort of gathered around one area.
That fit that profile.
Right. And they fit like that K-pop girl aesthetic. And then we saw that they were holding pickets for 17 members. So we kind of stopped and, we're like, hey, what's going on? And they let us know that 17 was arriving.
Yes.
So, we waited for like an hour?
It was about an hour.
Yeah, so we waited for an hour for them to come out. And it was 10 seconds?
It was 10 glorious seconds.
Oh my God. It was amazing.
It was really crazy because I know that there are times when I've gone to other concerts that, you are like, oh, let's go to the airport and see if we see them or whatever. Or you always walk down the air, you get off your flight thinking, well, what if I see them or whatever, and it never happens. And you're just like, okay, because we're not saucing. So we're not over here like buying airport information or stalking them or anything like that. We're just, if we see them, we see them. If we don't, we don't.
Right.
And we just so happen to have been flying out of the same, airline, which I'm not going to say which airline it was. Yeah. But we were just flying out on the same airline and, happened to go to the same baggage claim or whatever, and they were coming from some international Mexico. They were coming from Mexico, so we were just super lucky.
Yeah.
And
I just want to say, like the real MVP was like, I think 15 minutes before they came out, some guy comes out and he's like, they're coming. He
looked like he was a flight attendant. He looked like he was a flight attendant,
and he just saw all of us and he's like, they're coming.
Yeah, it was so funny seeing people come in and out of there because every time they would see the crowd, and it wasn't a huge crowd.
It wasn't.
It was, I want to say it was about like 50 people deep.
Yeah.
But every time people would come out, they just have this face like, holy crap, what's going on? Like,
my favorite thing was everybody would bring out their cameras, and then it's just like, oh,
this collective like, oh,
yeah. It was cute.
And it's like, I feel so bad for the person who got the aw. Like for all the people like, dang, my mom loves me. But yeah, so we got to see them at the airport, and that was super cool. That was a once in a lifetime situation that I've never been in, that I'm really, really, really grateful for. And it was just so serendipitous. Like it was just really weird. We stopped to get coffee. We stopped at like a duty free shop. We were like, oh, we have time because we were trying to change our rental car for an earlier time, and they wouldn't change it, so we got stuck at the airport. So we were just like, oh, we'll just take our time at the airport or whatever. So it's like all of these things happened. We didn't get our baggage in time, so we had to wait to get our baggage. Like all of these little things happened to make it for us to be able to C17 at the airport, so that was really cool. Oh my gosh, I want to say NCT again, but
Oh my God.
I really don't mean it. I really don't mean it. To C17 at the airport, so it was just like a really lucky trip, and that was just like the beginning of our luck. In California with NCT. Oh my gosh, with 17.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I really. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to edit this out. Anyway, with 17, I don't know why I keep saying it's because I just finished watching.
Say the name.
17. I just finished watching a buttload of NCT. That's why. Anyway, I miss NCT. Okay, so. 17. I know I said I missed NCT on purpose. I'm trying. So anyway, so then we get to LA. We went to the Line store. We went to saw the Hollywood sign, all that real LA stuff that you do. We had I don't even remember what else we did.
Choice Music LA.
Oh, Choice Music LA. Yeah, we went to Koreatown. We went to K-Town in LA. We went to the Choice Music LA store. We went to we went to this Music Plaza. We went to some K-Town malls or whatever. I got to see a very, very dear friend of mine. Shout out to Alice TY if you're listening. And that was awesome. And we had a blast just there. It was really, really cool. And we had some Korean food and it was really nice. And then we had a road trip and we headed off to San Jose, which is about a 6-hour drive. Mm-hmm. When we get to San Jose, we do what we got to do, and then it's off to actually seeing 17 and seeing the concert, and we had our little concert day experience. So what was that like for you guys?
It was awesome. It was organized. We got there, I think it was like at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was like the perfect weather. It wasn't hot. It wasn't like crazy cold. We stood in line. We're waiting, everything. I mean, one thing that I can always say about Carrots, and it's just from what I've seen, this is my first 17 concert, but from what I've seen, they're always so nice and so, I don't want to say like well behaved because that sounds weird, but like they're very considerate of others.
They're just chill.
They are. They really are. So it was really nice. I mean, we met people in line. They were awesome. And I mean, of course, we were tired, but I feel like it was very well organized.
I agree.
There wasn't like any major problem happening. No. Like there was no screaming, no shoving, no nothing. It was just like, everybody get in line. Everything was very well organized. I think it was probably one of the most organized concerts that I've been to.
I agree. We were lucky enough to get VIP, gold VIP. I don't remember. Yeah, we were lucky enough to get it where we were pit.
Yes.
So it was a really great experience, and I agree with Mochidori. It was very well organized. The fans, I have to give it up to Carrots because I've been to a few K-pop concerts and I've been to a few camping out situations, and it can get kind of crazy. It can get really crazy when these fans are trying to see their group, and I get it. I really get it. But Carrots are so chill. So I have to give it up to Carrots. And I mean, I can't call myself a carrot, but I have to give it up to Carrots because they were really, really cool about just the whole situation. They were super nice, tons of freebies. Everybody was so happy to be there. Just complimenting each other and, like, oh, you look so nice, and hey, you look great, and have fun, and, people offering food to each other and water, and it was a really, really nice experience. I'm not sure if that's the same experience that people had in other cities, but at least in San Jose, it was awesome. It was awesome. There were some hiccups, like when we actually got inside, there were some fans that, I mean, I think that they were sasaengs, but that could have put a damper on it, but it got resolved pretty quickly. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was. For me, it was my first time doing like camping out, I would say, but it wasn't really camping out because we just went really early. Yeah. So that was a new experience for me. Mm-hmm. And I've also never done pit, so that was also kind of really new to me as well. But for me, it was cold. It was very windy. I don't know what Mochidori was saying. It was cold and windy, but it was nice. The event staff was actually also really nice too, because there was that one lady that was like really funny.
The venue staff.
Yeah. The venue stuff was really cool. And she was like a fangirl, so I guess it brought back memories for her, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was funny.
But going into like the whole, like being inside and then going into the pit, it was fun. I think it was a really new experience for me as well. So
being in pit is definitely an experience, and if you've never been in pit before, you definitely should prepare yourself for that, because it's not for everyone.
Definitely.
And it really can take a toll on you physically, and even emotionally.
Yeah.
But we were lucky enough to get pit, and oh my gosh, it was just great. It was just a great experience. We're not going to talk super long about the actual concert experience itself, because we have another topic that we want to talk about. But all I can say is that my bias is the 8, and he's the most beautiful freaking human being I've ever seen in my life. He's just so beautiful. And then my bias record is Woozy, and Woozy is he's just perfect. And
a little bean.
He's just perfect. And then Hoshi is everything. Hoshi is absolutely everything. He's just everything. So, and the rest of them are too. Mingyu is so freaking adorable.
Hoshi, calm down.
Hoshi, calm down. Hoshi, calm down. No. If you get, I'm not sure if he did that in every venue, because I haven't watched.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know that they did in other venues, Sungkwan saying like, this is 17 show, not Hoshi show.
Yeah.
So I've seen that in some fan cams, but I don't know if the Hoshi calm down has been. Yeah. And then like Mingyu was like, Hoshi up down, Hoshi up down. It was so freaking cute.
Mingyu, I was okay, but real quick, like Mingyu was a complete puppy throughout the whole concert.
Absolutely.
And like I fell a little bit in love.
Oh, he's so sweet. My gosh.
He's like a legit puppy. Like, that's the best way I can describe him.
They're so much sweeter than I thought they would be. Not that I think that 17 is like, which makes sense because your fandom should represent you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, not every time, because there are some fandoms that do not represent the artist that I've seen.
Yeah.
But most of the time, your fandom represents the type of artist that you are.
Yeah.
And Carrots being as sweet as they are, I should expect for 17 to be just as sweet.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't expecting them to be as sweet. And they were so sweet. Like, they were so nice. And they really made sure that everyone got some type of FaceTime.
Yeah.
And then we also had send-off. And it was freaking hilarious because everybody came out. They had send-off. We had send-off. Everybody comes out. But Hoshi forgot to turn the camera on.
He is such a mess.
So they had to come. So Hoshi and Woozy came back out, and Woozy made sure that Hoshi was recording it, and you could tell that Woozy was like so exhausted.
Yeah,
so it was
like,
so adorable.
Hit him in the arm, like, dude, how can you forget to record this?
It was just the most adorable thing ever. So yeah, our experience at that concert was really great. I was super excited to see it because I had. Every time that 17 had come here, I had not had the opportunity to see them. It got to the point where I was just like, I'm never going to see 17. Like, I was super depressed about it. But going this time, it was just like, it was so worth the wait. And unfortunately, if you don't know, Scoops is out and he's not. I'm sorry, Dory. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you don't know, Scoops is out. And it's so sad because you really do feel his presence. You miss his presence. And we were at our show. June, unfortunately, was sick too, so we didn't get to see June. But you definitely feel the void of them not being there. So if you get to see all of them together, then that's just awesome.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I would say is I appreciate the fact that I've mentioned this, but Scoops is my bias, my 17 bias, and one thing that I can appreciate is that during the songs, they didn't replace him. They kept his voice.
Yes.
And I mean, for Carrot or for people that have heard the song Trauma, that's not a song to cry to. It's like, you don't cry to that song. But just the fact that they left his part, you heard his voice and none of the other members did it, I started crying. Yeah. Because I was just like, that's... And I feel like any other group would just have somebody cover his part, but they didn't, and I love that so much.
Yeah, that was super emotional for you. Yeah, it was rough, but it was really nice that they didn't cover. I really appreciate that they didn't cover up like honestly, their parts.
It was awesome.
But yeah, that was our experience with 17. If you get the chance to see them, I'm not sure if their tour is over or if it's about to be over.
The Seattle was the last stop for the US.
For US.
Yeah.
If you're in another country and you're listening to this and you get to see them, definitely I recommend it. They're amazing. And if they come back and you have a chance to see them, definitely see them. They were really, really great. And they were live just so much better than anything I expected. So thank you for that amazing experience, 17. So moving on, because we went to see 17 and because this was the concert that we went to, we had the idea of talking about concert etiquette and like do's and don'ts for concerts. Because as a fan, when I experienced my first K-pop concert, I really wish I would have known more about what to expect. And there are so many times where fans go to these events and they don't know what to expect, or they haven't had the opportunity to do some research. And it could be a really jarring, very, very
discouraging. It could be discouraging, like, oh, I don't want the same thing to happen at another concert. And it's just kind of, it might stop people from wanting to like do the camping out or standing in line or things like that. Yeah,
it could be overwhelming. It could be, there's a lot of, I mean, don't get me wrong, it can be a great experience, but it also can be overwhelming and, you know, a little bit taxing. So we wanted to put together a list of do's and don'ts, and some don't forgets on there. So number one, well, let's start with the don'ts. Okay, so number one, and if you don't understand this, I'll explain it, but don't wear other groups' merch. Just don't wear other groups' merch. That's number one. Don't do that. Do not wear other groups' merch. I mean, me personally, I could allow like someone else in the company's merch if you know, they're really close. Like, for example, Icon and Winner are really close. So like if you don't have any Icon merch and you're going to Icon concert and you just so happen to have a Winner t-shirt that you want to rock, I wouldn't wear it, but it's at least a slight bit more acceptable than
the same company,
because it's the same company. Yeah, like if you're going to go see, you know, GOT7 and you have a Twice t-shirt on, it's the same company, so it's a little bit acceptable. I wouldn't do it. Me personally, I would not do it. I'd wear like a non-branded shirt or something like that. But if you're going to do it, like that's the only acceptable thing in my opinion. And definitely wearing someone completely different is just like, oh my gosh, like I've seen for some reason, when we were at 17's concert, like we went to Super M, and this girl came decked out in BT21.
Oh my god!
And it's just like, no, like I'm so happy that you have all this BT21 merch, and that's really cool that Taeyong is your bias, but he's not in Super M, so please don't.
And with Super M, at least you could have done like the other groups. Because that one was okay to kind of be like, well, if you had Chinese stuff, you can wear some shiny things. If you had NCT stuff, it was okay because it's a group. It's a mixed group.
Exactly. So you had...
And they allowed that.
So you have NCT... So in Super M, you have NCT,
Shiny,
EXO, and Wavy. So you have 4 opportunities to wear 4 different groups, and you chose a group that doesn't even go here. like, yeah, don't do that. That's not cool. So that's my number one rule for concert etiquette.
Just don't.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Yeah. So a second one would be to not spoil the concert for others. There's a lot of people that, like, for example, in the one that we went to, 17 in San Jose, they had just done a concert in LA.
Yeah.
Like it's like a 6-hour drive. So a lot of people that were in the LA concert decided that they want to go to the San Jose concert as well. So don't ruin the experience for others. You know, there's a lot of things that are surprising, little things that they might do. It's just nice to experience it firsthand and not hear before. Like I remember in the beginning of the concert, they were playing music videos. and somebody mentioned, oh, they're gonna play this, this, and this, and then the concert starts, and I'm like, I don't want to know. I want to have the excitement of, you know, when the lights go down and the group comes out. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, it's gonna happen now. Yeah, it's just a little weird.
It was rough. Like, I appreciate again, we had a great experience, and the people that we were around in pit and in the line were super sweet.
Awesome. I love them.
Great people. And they were really nice, and I enjoyed being around them in the concert. That being said, I did not enjoy having a play-by-play of each second of the concert. Like that because it was their second experience, but it was my first experience. So, you know, if you've gone to a concert before and you're going, and I've done that too, like if the venue is close enough, I'll go nosebleed one night and then I'll go, you know, pit the next morning or something like that, or vice versa. So I've seen the concert already at least once. But I'm not going to the person next to me who hasn't seen the concert yet and being like, oh, guess what? And this song is next. And this song is next. And this song is next. Like, that was really, I don't want to say annoying. It was annoying, but it was just, it took away from the magic of the concert. So please don't do that if you've seen that concert before.
Another thing that is a don't, to not be obnoxious and bragging about how many groups you've seen, or if you've seen that same group multiple times. So a lot of us like have been in K-pop for a while. You'll start talking to like your neighbor, and you can strike up a conversation, but you can kind of there's like a way to kind of give that information out, not be like, oh,
I'm so bad at that though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm so bad at that. Just in this podcast alone, we've talked about like at least 3 other people that we've seen. So it's like, or 2. Like, I'm so bad at that.
But I feel like it's more of just like bragging about it, you know, like, oh, look at me, I've seen this group and this group and this happened and this happened. It's just like, you can obviously talk about your experiences with other groups, but it's more of not like taking over the conversation and being like, well, look at me, I'm great because I've seen all these groups.
Yeah, like here we do it because we're giving our information. It's a podcast. We have to kind of say what we've done before. Yeah. So it's a little different. But even like when at venues, it's a different way of explaining it. Yeah. So when you do that explaining like, oh, well, I've been here, I've seen them there, well, much better. That is very obnoxious, and I really kind of want to punch people in the face when they like that. So don't do that. You can be like, oh my God, yeah, I got to see them. This was great. I saw them on this day. I saw them here. It was so awesome. That's like sharing information. That's more of a conversation. You're not like bragging that you are able to go see them multiple times. Don't do that. Please don't.
Yeah, that's a little rough. I mean, again, I feel like I do that, and I try. They say I don't, but I feel like you do though. You see, she does. You say I don't, but
bad, not super bad and obnoxious. Like, she's at least.
Oh yeah.
I think I've just been really lucky. I've just been really lucky. But at least it's in the conversation.
Right. It's like you just don't come in and be like, I went to Canada to see this person.
That has nothing to I know. That has nothing to do with the group that we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I'll be better in the future. Anyway, the next don't is don't bring another group's light stick.
Oh my God, please do not do that. Please don't. Please. I beg of you.
I guess that could fall into don't wear other groups' merch, but please don't bring another group's light stick.
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful.
When we went to day 6, I was with my best friend. We were in different sections, and I look into the crowd, and I see iZone's light stick. iZone. Day 6. There's no.
That was the second time we went to see day 6. The first time we went to see day 6, I think there was an NCT light stick.
Yes, actually.
There was an NCT light stick. Yeah.
When we went to see Ace in Miami, there was an NCT light stick. And I'm like
why? Like, for that, just bring like a glow stick.
Honestly.
Like, I don't have an NCT light stick, and when we went to see them, we took a glow stick because we don't have the light stick.
Use your phone's flashlight.
Yeah.
Like, just do not bring somebody else's light stick.
It's so disrespectful.
It is.
You can pretty much buy the light stick, though. They always sell it at the venue.
Okay, but not everybody has the money to buy a light stick. Light sticks are expensive.
Right. If you don't have the money, like, literally, you know, use your phone flashlight. Get a glow stick, you know, dollar store. They're pretty cheap. But don't bring somebody else's light stick.
No.
Not at all.
That's a huge no.
Yeah, the other one is like for and you might not agree with me on this one, but when we went to see TXT, somebody had an army bomb.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I would not do that. That's just no.
I mean, I understand why they did it because it's the same group. It's the same company. It's the same company. So I understand why they did it. I would not do it. That's like I said about the merch.
Yeah.
I understand if you don't have that group's merch and you're just getting like, if you wear something from the same company, I understand why you would do it. I would not do it personally.
Yeah.
But don't bring another group's light stick. That's so disrespectful.
Like the only, I say the only group that it's acceptable to do that is
Super M. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And they legit, like, I remember seeing, like, when we went through the gate, like, the security, I remember seeing that they had a picture of the light sticks that were approved to enter.
Yeah.
Like,
Super M makes sense.
Yeah. That makes complete sense.
But every other group, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So the other one is if you have a sign, if you made a sign, or if you have a picket, please hold it, or don't hold it too high where you block the people behind you. It's inconsiderate. We all paid to be there, and it's kind of annoying when let's say you're in the pit and you have somebody holding a sign in front of you. You can't see the group.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine for you to bring it, of course, if the venue allows it, but just hold it at an appropriate height, or if you are gonna hold it up because you want them to see them, completely understandable. Hold it up for a bit, but don't hold it up throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that's just...
This is the thing, so I'm very tall.
Yes.
And people usually get upset when I'm in pit. And I've been lucky enough to be in either barricade or second row of pit.
Yeah.
So if you don't like me being in front of you in pit, then imagine if I were holding up a banner the whole show. You would not be able to see anything, right? So it's the same thing. Don't hold up a banner the whole show. Hold it up for a second, bring it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just hold it right underneath your chin or something like that, where if you're going to hold it up for long enough, just hold it close to you. So whoever you want to notice you notices you. But don't hold it up the whole show. It's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Inconsiderate.
And some of them are really nice. Some of them I know you guys have worked really hard on and spent a lot of time on. They have lights and all that stuff. It's really cool. I like seeing them.
Yeah.
But I don't like them blocking when I'm trying to see my boo thing trying to shake his booty, in my face. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, please don't do that.
Another thing please don't skip the line. If you're waiting in line, people are camping out, don't just try to sneak in and just kind of just move on in and be hi guys, I'm just gonna stand here. Don't do that. Wait your turn like everyone else has. Go ahead and just make the line like normal. Please don't be sneaky. Don't try to sneak in and get in the front. Don't try to do some. I was gonna say a word I can't say. Ooh.
I mean, this is it's mature content. You can say
don't do some chicken dick shit. Get back in the line like everyone else is and just wait. That's only fair.
Yeah. If you try and skip the line, or even if you skip the line, don't think that you're being sneaky. Everyone saw you skip the line.
Yeah.
Some fandoms are a little bit more passive than others. You don't risk pissing off the wrong fandom. On some real stuff, don't risk pissing off the wrong fandom. If somebody's holding a place for you in line, that might be a little bit different, but don't skip the line. It's just very uncouth, and it's just not cool. And we know when you did. So a lot of times when you go to a concert, especially if you are in pit, you would have to camp out, or you would have to stay outside for a little bit, right? So a lot of fans take it upon themselves to organize that queue or that line. That's really cool, and it's a lot of work, and we appreciate them, we really do, but their word is not law. So if the venue changes that up later, let me say it this way. First of all, expect the venue to come and take hold of that or take control of that. If the venue comes and changes up that order later, don't be upset by that, because that is a fan organized event. So the venue does not have to take into consideration what number you have written on your wrist. They don't sometimes that will happen and you'll be holding a place in line. So let's say, for example, you know, you're there and your friends are working and you were able to be there early and 2 of your friends are going to come in later in the day. Even if you have a number there, like, you're still holding a place in line for your friends, and those people still have tickets. So I mean, I don't have a problem with people holding spots in line for friends, because I've done it for some people and some people have done it for me. It's different when you're holding a place in line for 2 people versus 10 people. That's kind of crazy. That's extremely inconsiderate. But don't automatically take in what they do or what they say as law. So the venue most likely the venue will change some things up. But I mean, it's nice when they do it. I appreciate them doing it because it gives you some kind of comfort, like, oh, okay, so I have a number, you know. Yeah,
which is nice. But it's just like, you see so many like problems arise because of that. People get upset, they get angry. That's how the screaming starts and fighting and all this other stuff. So I think the main takeaway from that is just don't get upset if the staff changes whatever a fan has organized.
And don't get upset either if a fan just doesn't want to go along with what a fan has organized. Because some fans don't want to do that. Some fans are like, no, you're not going to put a number on me. I've been standing here. I'm, you know, and that's okay. Because it's not, the venue is not organizing that. So yeah, definitely don't get upset about that.
So, moving into like when you're actually in the venue, you know, if you happen to get very close to the stage, you know, or you're in pit or anything like that, please do not throw anything on stage. We have seen multiple fan cams, multiple videos of idols getting hurt or somebody throwing something a little bit too hard and hitting them. And that's disrespectful. That's not so nice. I understand when sometimes some groups have like their fan time. And you know, they grab things from people that are in the pit. That's completely fine, because like they willingly went there and they wanted to grab it. But just don't throw things on stage.
And don't think that just because whatever you're throwing is soft, it's not gonna hurt them. Because someone threw something at Toyoung in Miami.
I don't remember.
And it was like a stuffed animal, and it hit him in the face. And you could tell like his entire mood changed. I mean, that's imagine like you're just living your life and no one is around you and something hits you in the face. That hurts, and it's embarrassing.
So
it's embarrassing. So imagine that happening in front of thousands of people with everything being recorded. Like, that's super embarrassing.
It is.
And then you want to throw hands on someone and you can't. like that's
you know Toyoung's gonna throw hands.
You know Toyoung's gonna throw some hands because he's reckless. But anyway, he's not reckless. He's a sweetie. But yeah, that's like so not cool. Don't throw things on stage.
I mean, I get it that you want, you know, if you bring a plushie or some glasses or whatever, you want your idol to wear it and, you know, whatever. But it's just the risk of you hitting them and hurting them. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. There's, you know, if you throw a plushie, hit him in the eye or something, that's just, it's not cool.
I would not want to be that fan that takes an idol out of commission because I threw something at them. Oh my God. Like,
literally, you understand?
Can you imagine?
You're gonna have literally thousands and thousands of people hating you. Like,
because it could happen.
Yeah, it can. Like, just like, think about that.
The fans would be like, I will find you and I will kill you.
They would be.
Nothing stays hidden, so people are gonna find out who you are if you're the one that does that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like, fans know how to find shit. Multiple fan cams, multiple angles, and we will know who threw it.
We will find out. Nothing stays hidden in the K-pop community.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
And then on that, while still being on the with the artists and at the concert itself. I know this might be a little bit hard, but try not to scream as much when the translator is speaking so we can understand. I know this is hard. I understand it's hard and I get it, but try not to be that one random person, because you know that what it is it's always that everyone's silent except that one person, because they're like, oh my god, everyone's silent, I can scream my lungs out and they can hear me, and then they'll react. I'm like, not when the translator is talking, because the translator's not going to react to it, and then we miss everything, and then we're all looking at each other like, what did they say?
I don't even think the translator can hear the crowd. The translator probably has an earpiece.
I don't know, but it's just like it's just that one random person that does a random scream.
But that's the thing, like if the translator does have like an earpiece or something, they can't hear when you're screaming, so they're not gonna stop talking. They're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, you know, we have a member that say something like super emotional, super nice, you know, and we can't hear it, we can't enjoy it because everybody's screaming.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to do if you're very excited to be there, but just try and compose yourself. Like usually I'll scream as soon as my idol my bias comes up on the screen or whatever, or as soon as my bias starts talking, but they already have an inclination of people are gonna scream when I start talking, so they'll like pause. So take that opportunity to do what you got to do, and then like as soon as they start talking again, just like stop.
Especially because I mean, and some people, you know, will understand what they're saying in Korean, but you know, not all of us do.
I think that's the hardest thing too, because most of the time I can understand them, so like I'll be like, oh, or like, yeah, and I'll start like laughing or whatever.
But like I feel like that's okay. Like you can react like, you know, oh, whatever, but just like when you're like screaming at the top of your lungs, you know, you have a whole venue doing that. It's like people don't understand Korean. They're not gonna, you know, hear what the translator says, and everything's just gonna be missed. And you have them, they always say something super, super sweet during their ending mess. And it's like, I want to be able to hear it. I want to be able to understand it, you know?
Yeah, very true. I know it's hard, but we need to try, guys.
We do.
So something that we also need to try too, and this I think might be the hardest thing, and this is actually the last thing that we have on our don't list, and again, it might be the hardest out of all of them.
Yes.
Just don't be disrespectful to the artists. Don't invade their personal space, and like don't mob them when they come down to the crowd. Again, I think that might be the absolute hardest thing to do out of everything, because you know your oppa is there or whatever. I mean, they're not my oppas, but your oppa is there. You know, this person that you've been following and that you love and adore is like 5 feet away from you. Yeah, you're gonna want to rush over to them. You're gonna want to touch them. You're gonna want to grab them and all that stuff. I totally get it. That being said, they are still a person. They're still a human being, and they're fragile. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I don't know how many times I've seen idols that are just like cut up and bruised up and scratched up, you know, because they allow fans to touch them. And that's really sweet that they do that, but they also, it's like, I don't want them to be scratched up. You know?
It's like don't take it for granted. Like if the idol is the idol is trusting you enough to go into a crowd, like give them their personal space. You know, just look at them. You don't have to touch them. You don't have to like crowd them. Just, you know, enjoy the fact that they trust you enough to go into the crowd and walk around and get closer to you guys.
If they hold out their hand to like give you a high five or something like that, don't grab their hand. You know, like give them the high five. Like if they're gonna pass by and you have the understanding that they're allowing you to touch them, a simple tap, you know, a light, like
a grace or
something like that, but don't just like grab onto them, scratch them up or anything. Like that's their personal space. And if they're coming into the crowd and there's a barricade in between, then that's your cue that you should not be touching them. So just respect idol's personal space, and that doesn't go only with the concert. That also goes outside of the concert. Like when we saw them at the airport. You know, we saw them and then we walked away. We didn't run after them.
To be honest, I feel like out of the 50, 60 people that were there, only about like 5 of them did not run after them.
And we were 3 of them. 3 out of 5.
3 out of them that did not. I was like, listen, I saw you. You were beautiful. I love you. I got my video, whatever, but I'm not gonna run after you because that's just a chance for them to get hurt.
Yeah.
For other fans to get hurt, and it's just it's not
not
nice.
cool. It's not cool at all. But even though those are kind of hard to, for some people, they might be a little bit hard. Those are definite don'ts when it comes to fan etiquette at a K-pop concert. So let's talk about the do's. Let's talk about what you should do. So number 1, be informed before you arrive. So whenever you sign up or whenever you buy a ticket for a concert, that venue or that company, whether it be Ticketmaster, whether it be AXS, Subculture,
My Music Taste, any of the venues themselves, they're going to send information before the concert. They're going to send an email, a text, a tweet, something before the concert. That information is going to have, that whatever they send is going to have very specific information about time frames, where you can line up, where you can't line up, what you can wear, what you can't wear. Can you bring a bag? Are light sticks approved? Are banners approved? Tickets? What time? Like, it's going to be a very, very well compiled list of do's and don'ts for that day. Look up that information, and if you have not received that email at least a day before the concert, call the venue or call the place where you purchased the tickets so that you can get that information, or even like go on Twitter. And make sure you check your spam folder, and don't be me and yell at Ticketmaster because
you
hadn't received your VIP information.
No, and it didn't come from Ticketmaster.
And it didn't come from Ticketmaster. It came from like VIP Nation.
Yeah, it did.
And I was very upset the whole time. So make sure you check your spam folder. Before you get upset.
But you can ask other fans or whatever, and it's super important. So like, for example, at 17, if you've been to a K-pop concert before, or even if you've purchased merch from K-pop concerts, pickets or like these little fans or big fans with the members' faces on them, which are called like pickets. They're usually sold at the venue. They're usually part of the merch package. And every venue is different. So one venue might allow something and another venue might not allow it at all. But for 17, tickets were sold in their previous concerts and in their concert in Seoul, if I'm not mistaken. But they were not allowed for this venue for this concert. I'm not sure if they were allowed in the other venues.
I don't know.
But they were not allowed for this venue for this concert. And I would never think that they wouldn't be allowed. So thankfully we had that information in the package that they sent, or the email that they sent.
Because I was really mad if I had taken my Escus picket and I wasn't able to bring it in.
Another thing that a lot of venues do is most venues won't let you bring a bag that's a certain size, or they won't let you bring in food, or they'll only let you bring in a clear bag. So definitely look up that information before you or watch out for that email before you go to the concert.
So all a do as well is just be considerate when holding places in line for people. Like FJP mentioned before, it's cool if you hold a place for 1, 2, 3 people, like we get it. But when you're holding a place in line for 10, 15 people, that's not very nice.
When you're holding a place in line for a NCT subunit, that's not cool.
Right. Don't do that. It's like you have people there that are waiting, and let's say I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be like the 10th person in, and then this whole NCT 2020 comes out and it's just like 25 people, and okay, well, I'm not the 10th person, I'm like the 30th person.
That sucks.
It does, and it does for people that are waiting there just like you guys. We get, you have people have their jobs and they have things to do, we understand that. But just try. We're not saying, you suck if you do this, but just try at least to be considerate. That, there's people that do want to see their idols up close, and if you're holding space for 25 people, that's not very cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that we definitely recommend is to kind of be ready to socialize. you're at an event, you're in line, you're waiting for your artist, you can go ahead and be social with your neighbors. It, for one, it helps time pass. Two, if you have to go, like, for example, if you have to go to the bathroom, they may be able to hold your spot, especially if you're alone.
Yeah.
It just makes it more fun, more entertaining. You get to meet new people, learn about other groups as well, because then you'll have, like, they'll be like, oh, I, different music tastes. It's just more enjoyable as a whole if you are also willing to socialize a bit.
Yeah.
Compared to if you just sit there and being by yourself.
And don't get me wrong, like, I'm an introvert. I'm a super duper introvert. So it's extremely hard for me to talk to people without it being incredibly emotionally taxing on myself. I think Mochidori is an introvert too. Silly Pop, I don't think you're an introvert. I think you're kind of like an extrovert.
I don't know, because every time we go somewhere, everyone always, you as the introvert, you end up talking, and I'm the one that's
because
just like
people
real
talk
quiet,
to me.
just looking at them. We're like, "What's going on, y'all?"
Because people talk to me.
But that's because you're tall AF.
That's true.
So they just see you first.
Yeah. Guys, I'm 5'10", so I'm very tall. I'm very tall, and I'm older, so I look and my aesthetic, like the way I dress, is very.
You say old?
I was gonna say mature. I'm trying to say.
Oh, so you're saying I dress like a teenager?
I mean, I'm not saying that.
I dress like a 12-year-old little boy, apparently.
Oh boy, that's true.
Wow, I do not know how this became this, but what I'm saying is, oh my gosh, and guys, don't act like, Mochidori. Do not act like people do not come up to me all the time, and us all the time, like, hey, what's this? Hey, what's that? And
that's
ask
true.
Stuff.
But it is true. And like even before when we went to, what was it? Monsta X. It was just me and FJP, and they would literally come up to us for every single question.
Every question.
Like, I was about to start charging.
I was like, I don't work here.
Out of the three of us, I am, I guess, I don't know. No one really talks to me. Everyone just leaves you alone.
Because you have resting bitch face.
That's the thing. You have RBF, so they're like, oh, we don't want to mess with her.
Yeah, you're like angry all the time. You're just like this little ball of anger. All right, we're totally getting off topic. Anyway, I don't even remember what the topic was. Oh, so seriously, like you're at these concerts. Like I know that we usually end up talking to someone.
Yeah.
And you meet really great people.
You do. Everybody's so sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in a line in a concert or been waiting at a concert where anybody's like super rude.
No, never.
And just like, don't talk to me, leave me alone.
Yeah, me neither.
It's like everybody's super sweet. And a lot of times they're very willing to talk to you. I mean, we all love to like fangirl over our biases and our groups. And it's just nice to be in a group of people that like to do the same.
It's like one of the very few times where you literally won't be judged for liking a group. These are your people.
That's like a really great point. Yeah.
And honestly, they're not judging you. They're there for the same thing as you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is the perfect opportunity for you to like basically make new friends who understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more as like, especially being in the US or us, not being Korean, obviously. There's a very big stigma about that.
Yeah.
About you liking Korean music. So I feel it feels really nice being around people that like understand you.
Yeah.
And you're able to, sort of freak out over a group and not having to worry about people thinking the wrong thing or people judging you.
Yeah. And that actually leads into our next due. And this has happened to me often. I mean, I want to say like about 75 to 80% of the concerts that I've been to, there's gonna be a fan that's by themselves, or maybe two people that are by themselves, or like younger fans or something like that. Adopt a fan.
Adopt a fan.
Adopt a fan. Like that person or those people, they could be from out of state, they could be lonely, this could be their first concert experience. Like I remember we were at TXT in the middle of the queue for High Touch, And these two girls were like behind us, and they were like, "This is our first K-pop concert.
Oh,
Like, this is our first concert." And blah blah blah. And we're like, "Okay, don't worry about it. Go in front of us." And blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This is that. And they were like, "Are you serious? Thank you so much." Like, it was just, it's just a nice experience, and to be able to make someone's experience that much better.
You just get that good karma.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
You
like,
get that good K-pop karma.
You really, and it's real. K-pop karma is real.
Oh,
I mean, we've experienced it. We were lucky to meet a few people in the queue for 17, and there was this one girl that was in front of us, and she was there by herself, and we adopted her, and
Caitlin.
she was Caitlin. She was Caitlin Choi, and she was so grateful. Like at the end of the show, she was like, "Thank you guys so much for taking care of me." And it's just like, "Oh, don't worry about it, we got you." So if you can, adopt a fan.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. You know, you get to meet somebody new. You get somebody to talk to in line, apart from, you know, the friends that you're going with. And one thing, if you're that one person that's by yourself, don't be afraid to talk to others.
Yeah.
Because somebody will adopt you.
Yeah.
So going into, you know, fans and things like that, in concerts, we do have a lot of people that give a lot of freebies. You know, we have postcards, we have little fans, pickets, buttons, things like that. Do give like a proper shout out to them. A lot of times they like put their Twitter handle, their IG handle on their merch. So just give them a shout out. You know, let them know that we appreciate the fact that they took the time. They took the time and money to make that merch for the fans.
And guys, that's expensive.
It is, especially if you're making like hundreds for people that are waiting in line. And going into that as well, please only take one.
Yeah.
Don't hoard merch or postcards, because there's a lot of fans that would want to have that.
Yeah.
You know, it like going back to, you get that good K-pop karma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just be considerate and only take one. If you have to take one for your friend, that's completely fine, because, you know, we get it. It's another person. But just don't hoard merch.
No.
Especially since it's all free.
Yeah.
And with that, sometimes the merch isn't all free. So bring cash. Like, definitely go ahead and bring some cash, so that if you do see the one person that is giving out merch and they end up are selling it, because again, like Mochidori said, this does cost money.
It does.
So not all the time is it going to be free. You're going to get one person that's probably like, "Hey, well, I'm selling it." Or, you know, or it's like, "I would like donations, please," so that they can continue to do this. Go ahead and have cash so that you can, you know, give some money. Because again, these people are basically spending their own cash, their own money, their own time, getting all this done. And then what they do is they either have a little shop basically in line, or they'll walk around and make sure that they give you like, "Hey, did you guys get one? Hey, did you get one?" So you definitely want to go ahead and have some cash, so that if you've got someone that's giving them out, you can maybe give them something. Or, you know, actually buy the merch.
Yeah. People take a lot of time and effort and to put into that stuff. So if they are selling it and you want to buy it, then yes, bring cash. They're not going to walk around with, you know, a card device.
Yeah.
If you don't like it and you want to buy it and you don't have the money, cool, then do it. But if you just be prepared there might be people out there selling some stuff, and some people make really nice stuff.
They're so talented. Oh my god, I wish they're just half as talented as they are.
So and give them shout outs too.
Yes.
Another thing that you want to be ready for, you want to make sure that you check the weather before you go, and wear the proper attire to go. Not only checking the weather to make sure if it's raining, if it's going to be sunny, do you need sunblock, do you need an umbrella, or all that stuff, but also if you're going to a venue that is, or if you're going to be in pit and you're going to be standing, make sure that you're wearing the right shoes.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen lots of fans that wear like super tall boots, or they wear like Doc Martens or platform shoes. I get it, because they're shorter, so they want to be able to see. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you don't think that you're going to be able to recover the next day, it's not worth it.
Not at all.
So wear the proper shoes. I suggest like some sneakers with some insoles or something like that, or something that's comfortable, something that you would wear to like a theme park, something that you would wear for like a jog, something that you would wear normally for for any activity that you would do that's like a physical activity, that you would make sure like it's a shock absorber or something. So you want to wear that.
I mean, also I do, however, want to give props to people that do spend 10 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy.
On these platform heels. And they're like perfectly fine after.
Yeah,
like, I would never.
If you're perfectly fine after, you wear it.
Yeah,
but if you're not, it's kind of rough. But
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it is. But again, if you know that it's gonna be hot, then you might want to maybe have some layers or wear something that's a little bit cooler. Because if it's hot outside, it's gonna be hot in the pit. And also just, I'm not sure if everyone is as, because I mean, I'm into K-pop, but I'm also into Korean and Asian culture. So I look up information about that culture. And I like being extremely respectful about that culture. And something that I know about Korean culture is that Korean idols can be easily intimidated and easily, I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of the word, but can easily be turned off, I guess, or just intimidated by how we dress. They're not used to it. So you don't want to go in there looking like a hoochie mama either. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to go in there like, I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff. Like, yeah, you might get their attention, but not in a good way. Yeah. Like you're getting their attention in a bad way. Like it's not so much a distraction as it is appalling.
Yeah, and like it's not. You can dress cute, you know. You can dress sexy. We get it because you want your idol to like look at you. But there comes a time where, like, if some parts are not where they're supposed to be, don't do it.
I mean, I'm just saying in the sense of, like, if that's how you normally dress every day, then that's how you normally dress every day.
That's true.
I'm talking about, like, a sense of, like, for example, I've been to concerts where, like, I've seen a girl put an idol's picture on her boobs, like pasties.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Both were like, oh.
Yeah. And it's like, that was not cute. That was not cute. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, she got his attention, but not in a good way. Like, it was.
I feel like the only, and it's not even K-pop, but it's still Korean music. The only way that would get you the right kind of attention if you're going to like a K-hip-hop concert. If you go to J Park, you know he's gonna love that shit. Yeah, well, I mean, know your idol, but in K-pop, like like more like poppy side, that won't work.
It's not the same thing. Yeah, they're dudes at the end of the day, but like they're also like very respectful and like it's just not cool. It's just not cool. You're not getting the right thing, and it's just and it just gives us a bad name. It gives Americans a bad name, and I'm not cool with that
for sure.
But
yes, I mean, apart from that, you know, if we were kind of backtracking a little bit, but one thing that you want to make sure to do is to get there early. You know, like before, the companies will send out information on when to get there. You know, if you have like some sort of VIP where you have sound check or you have high touch or something like that, you want to make sure that you don't miss it. You know, if you live in the area, make sure you leave your house a little bit earlier than what you normally do because of traffic. Yeah. There's a lot of fans that are going as well. Just make sure, because I've seen it so many times where people get so upset and so sad when they miss something. Yeah. And you know, you're paying so much money for this ticket. We want to make sure, you know, that you enjoy all of it, like everything that comes with the K-pop experience.
And that's actually, it's happened to us. It really sucked. Yeah. And even though we did leave early, Miami traffic is not fun.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's not cool. And like Mochidori said, you want to experience the whole thing. You paid a lot of money for it. You know, you purchased something. So getting there on time is definitely something that you want to make sure that you do.
Definitely. And then one of the things as well, you want to also kind of respect the rules of the venue. So if like the venue says, you know what, hey guys, we're, you have to have a clear plastic bag, for example. You can't have like a regular bag. You have to have a clear plastic bag. Don't sit there and fight with the attendee and be like, but why? My bag is fine, or why can't I use this? The rules are rules. If they say you can't have that, go put it in your car. If they say you can't have the picket, if they say that you can't have banners, don't try to fight it. Just put it in your car and come back in line and enjoy the concert.
There at we saw NCT at the SAP Center or the SAP Center or whatever. And NCT, oh my gosh!
Yeah!
Why do I keep saying NCT? Wow. We saw 17. Wow. Oh my gosh, carrots, don't come for me, please. Bro. We saw 17 at the SAP Center or SAP Center or whatever in San Jose.
SAP.
And the attendees or whatever they're called for the venue were so nice.
They were.
And I've never seen attendees like that at a venue. Like they were actually trying. Like they would go back and be like, well, we'll ask and see if it's okay, and they would take a sample of what you were trying to bring into the venue and be like, and go back and then come back and be like, they said it was okay, or they would be like, no, they said it's not okay, or whatever. I've never seen that happen at a venue before, and that is uncommon. So please don't think that that's gonna happen. Like Sulipop said, it's the rule of the venue, or the rule of the artist. You still need to respect the rule. If it's something super duper unreasonable, I understand asking, but yeah, you definitely don't want to go and be that person that's just like, oh my gosh, blah blah blah. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that?
But it's like, no. At the end of the day, it's for the artist's safety. Because yes, you're there because you love them, but we have people that might be there not because of that same reason.
Yeah.
So at this, they're trying to protect your idol. They're trying to make sure that everything's safe for your idol.
Yeah.
So when it's something like that, I mean, it makes sense for you to respect it. I feel like if you love and respect your idol, enough to go there, you should be able to love and respect your idol enough to respect the rules that they put in place for their safety.
Yeah. So with that, those are the do's and don'ts for concert etiquette. There is something else that we want to add, and it's basically our don't forget to bring, or don't forget to do, or you should not forget this kind of list. So the first thing that you want to do is you don't want to forget your ID. Why don't you want to forget your ID, Dory?
Because you will not get in if you have if you have a lot of times VIP tickets are will call.
Yeah.
And for you to pick those up, you need your ID.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see y'all fighting with the
venue
will call people because they won't give you your ticket. Because it very clearly states that if you're at will call, you'll need your ID because you don't want somebody else picking up the ticket that you paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if you don't have VIP, it's always a good idea to bring your ID.
Yeah.
If someone purchased the tickets for you, and they're not with you, make sure you take a picture of their ID.
Yeah.
Most venues, not some, but most venues will be okay with just a picture. Second thing is you don't want to forget your light stick. Why, Mochidori?
Because it's sad. And you're just gonna be up there. We're gonna have the light stick, and you have nothing to shake around.
Well, you can shake around other things.
Yeah,
I mean, I can name at least 3 things that you can shake around.
Here's the thing. After I got into K-pop, I've always been into just, I don't want to say like regular music, but just like English music, and like English artists, and we don't have that, right? We don't have light sticks.
No, we don't.
So right after I came back from like a few K-pop concerts, I went to see a English rock band. And I did not have a light stick.
It's so weird.
And it's so weird.
It's so weird.
Strange. I feel so out of place.
It's so weird. I know.
I hate it.
It's like, what do you do with your hand? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Do I just clap? Clap and go side to side. Clap and go side to side.
In K-pop concerts, we don't clap. We yell and we shake our light stick.
Yeah.
It's so strange. Yeah. Of course, if you don't have a light stick, we get it. They're really expensive.
It's extremely expensive.
But
so worth it.
Yeah, it is.
So worth it. And it's so nice to have them after.
It is. Like, you just display all of them, and it's so nice. But if you don't have, take a oh my God, what do you call it? A glow stick. Those are pretty cheap. You can get them like at a dollar store for like $2 or something.
Yeah.
You know, just to have something to.
You want to have something.
You. Yeah, for sure.
Not only so you can see you, but it's just nice. It's a nice motion.
It's nice to be part of the ocean.
Yeah, it is.
Like it gives you this feeling. Like
that you belong.
Yes, yes. I remember the first time I was part of the BTS Purple Ocean. I cried because it was like, oh my god, I'm part of this.
It's awesome.
Awesome. It's an awesome feeling. So please do not forget your light stick.
You don't want to forget your tickets.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you want to forget tickets?
None of this will matter if you forget your ticket. You ain't going in.
You could do every single thing on our list, and it doesn't matter because you're not getting in.
Not at all.
Something that some people might not think to bring, but it's super important, especially if you're planning on recording, or if you're camping out, or if you're going to be in line for a long time. Bring a portable charger.
Yeah, because it's. I've seen people where they lose battery, and it's so sad because you want to be able to record or at least take pictures to remember the moment.
Yeah.
So definitely that's important.
Most of the time, you know your phone.
Yeah.
So like I know my phone well enough to know that like, so for 17's encore, they did Aju Nice, right?
For like 25 minutes,
which was awesome.
Yeah.
But right when they started their encore, I was just like, okay, my phone's about to die. I'm at like 10% or whatever. And I was lucky enough that Mochidori had her portable charger with her.
You're welcome.
And she let me borrow it because she's the real VIP. But yeah, so it was cool that she had it. But if she wouldn't have had it, it would have sucked because I literally record almost the entire concert, and I wouldn't have been able to record everything. So know your phone, but have the backup just in case. In case your group decides that they want to do an extra long encore. Yes. And in case you don't have a car charger when you're getting in your car.
Yeah. And also like remember batteries for your light stick.
Yeah.
I almost had a heart attack because I forgot that I put my batteries in my pocket, and I almost cried.
Yeah.
Also, if you go to the group, like if you see the group more than once, you might still have batteries for like the old one, and they might die like in the middle of the concert. So just make sure that you bring batteries for your light stick as well. It's very important.
So next thing also would bring water and snacks. For someone with like me who has diabetes.
She got diabetes.
I got diabetes. It is extremely important to have some type of water and snacks because especially if you are camping out and you're there for a lot of hours, you won't survive the concert. You don't survive the concert, actually. You pretty much die at some point.
And food at the venue, food and water at the venue is super expensive. Super duper expensive.
Like a bottle of water is like $8.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's like $5 to be honest. I'm being exaggerated by saying $8. But yeah, you're gonna want to have some type of snacks, have some type of water, something so that you give nourishment and you don't give yourself a headache and you feel alive.
Something that's super duper important, crucial, I always take with me. I accidentally left in my purse in the car when we were at the venue.
But I got you.
But Mochidori got me because again, she's MVP, VIP, everything P. You want to take some headache pills.
Yes.
Whether it be acetaminophen or ibuprofen or Advil or Tylenol or whatever it is that you use. There's that powder, BC powder or whatever it is that you like to take. Just take something for headache and take something for aches and pains for your body. If you're in pit. But if you're going to if you're not in pit or whatever, or you're just going to the venue, you take some headache pills because it gets kind of loud.
Yeah.
You're going to be screaming. You're going to be hollering. You're going to be jumping.
Yeah.
And having those headache pills will definitely help you out.
Yeah. Another important one would be to bring cash to the venue. We've talked about it before, so it's the same thing as like checking the weather and then traffic, just to make sure that you leave early. It just don't forget. Make sure you don't forget. Make sure you guys can enjoy the full K-pop experience. And then one thing that's really important, a lot of times when we go to these concerts, you know, we either take an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi or whatever. Don't forget to, well, I mean, be prepared to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
It's very expensive since there's so much traffic. Sometimes they'll charge a little bit more. And don't get upset if you have to wait. Like, remember that you're not the only fan there. And there's going to be a lot of people waiting for Ubers, a lot of people waiting for taxis. So most likely you're going to have to wait a long time, or you're going to have to walk farther away from the venue. I don't remember who it was. Oh, I think it was
BTS.
BTS in where was it? Was it in LA?
It was in New York.
New York. We, at the end of it, we had to walk a couple blocks.
Yeah.
To be able to, oh, wait, no. That was, oh, yeah, BTS in New York.
It was BTS. We didn't walk out for BTS.
No, but we had to wait. We paid
like $120 for a taxi.
It was insane.
But we did have to walk for another concert. I can't remember. Another thing, like, talking about what Mochidori is talking about, the bigger the venue, the longer you will have to wait.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, seeing BTS, we saw BTS in Newark, and they were already playing.
Stadium.
We went to the MetLife Stadium, and that's like a good, what was it, 70,000 people in that crowd?
Yeah.
So imagine 70,000 people all trying to get out of one place at the same time. It's a lot.
It is.
You know, so expect to wait longer. That night was it was rough because there was a thunderstorm, and then they told everybody to get inside, and then when the thunderstorm stopped, they like kicked us all out, and it was still raining, and there was no cover, and then we couldn't get an Uber, and then we got a taxi, and we were like, you know what, forget it, we're just gonna pay. But in that same context, if you are going to drive there and you're not taking an Uber, make sure you take cash for not only for all the other stuff we mentioned, but also for parking.
Yeah.
And if you can prepay for parking, prepay.
It's amazing.
For the parking.
Yeah.
Don't chance it. Don't risk it. Prepay for the parking. Even if it's more expensive, you want to have that guaranteed parking spot.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
Yeah. With that too, is like if you're driving to the venue, keep like water and stuff in your car.
Yeah.
Because when you get out of the concert, you're gonna be thirsty, you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be hungry.
Your car is a portable purse.
Literally.
Okay, hold on. All purses are portable. Let me oh my God. Let me rephrase. Your car is a purse on wheels. Your car is a locker / purse on wheels. And keep what you need to keep in your car.
Yes. Yeah,
you need some snacky snacks.
You know, because you're gonna be waiting for a while in that traffic trying to get out.
Yeah.
And it will be, you know, and I've had the horrible experience of being very, very hungry and very, very thirsty, and being in a line in the car trying to get out, and I can't. And it's just, it doesn't put you in a good mood. Like it kind of ruins like your high from the concert, and it's not fun. Yeah. So just make sure you keep that stuff in your car. For when that happens, that you're waiting.
Yeah. And with that, guys, that's the end of our do's and don'ts and concert etiquette. And we really hope that we gave you guys some really good tips. I've seen a lot of videos lately on how to get tickets, and I haven't watched them, but for some reason on my feed, because I guess BTS is going on tour, or they just announced their tour, and they're coming to Orlando. Woo! Can't believe it. Still can't believe it. But, you know, hopefully we get tickets. But anyway, for some reason those videos keep popping up on my feed, like how to get concert tickets for BTS and all the tips. Guys, to be honest, it's luck. It's pure freaking luck.
Pure luck.
Like I've had the opportunity to go to concerts and have VIP gold status P1, and I've also done it again and gotten nosebleeds. It's pure luck. It's just you get what you can get, and if you want to buy resale later to get a better seat, then you buy resale later to get a better seat. Sometimes the venue will allow you to upgrade your seats if seats are available. That's happened to us before, and some of them don't. It really is just luck. So if you think that you have a better chance of getting tickets just because, you know, you work out this system or whatever, it's bullshit. It's BS.
Yeah.
Go and do whatever the website tells you to do. Try and buy them. And if you get them, cool. And if you don't get them, save up your money and try to get a resale ticket later, or, you know, just wait for them to come back. But with that, these are
one thing that I want to say, of course, these are our opinions.
Absolutely.
If you do not agree, don't yell at us. This is just things that we've experienced and we've thought of since we have been to so many of these concerts. Just things that we see multiple times, things that we have learned to do and not to do.
Yeah.
So it's just literally based on experience and our opinions. Please don't yell at me.
Also, just to add to what Mochidori is saying, like she talks about our opinions, our experiences, our do's and our don'ts and our don't forgets are basically things that were make or break, or those little things that made our concert experience an amazing experience to a just okay experience.
Yeah.
Seeing the artists themselves is always going to be amazing, especially if you love that artist. I've gone to concerts that I don't even stand that artist just to support, and it's still a super duper great amazing experience. But when it comes to everything outside of that you can actually control, these tips have proven time and time again to us to make our experience better or worse outside of seeing the actual artist. So we really hope that you are able to use them and they work for you as well as they've worked for us. We do it with complete trust that, or not trust, or complete hope that you guys will have a great time or a great experience. So like Mochidori said, please don't come for us. Yeah. It's true. It's
I'm
your
sensitive
opinion.
and I will cry.
She will cry. Anyway, we're gonna change your name to Crying Dory. No! I thought I was the crybaby, but you won.
Oh.
But anyway, so we really thank you for listening to us. We got lots of support for our previous episode, and we super duper appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, our little chroniclers. You guys are amazing. We really, really hope that you continue to listen to us and support us. Our social media is linked in our description. So thank you so much for listening to us. We hope you enjoy your day. We hope you enjoy this podcast, and above all, please go out there and enjoy some music. Bye.
Bye.